Well, the viewership for the playoffs was down 10% this year. Are you surprised?
A little bit, yeah, because I was watching.
Yeah.
I was stuck to the TV. I couldn't miss none of the playoffs. The Knicks, it was hot, so I'm trying to think. That should have spiked the ratings up, maybe.
Well, in New York, I'm sure it did. But, last time they won a championship was the year I was born, 1973.
Whoa.
Do you think they're going to make it this year?
Who?
The Knicks.
I was rooting so hard for the Knicks. Like, I never rooted so hard since Pat Ewing and them guys, whatever year that was when Pat ruled you with the finger roll. I'm so excited for that energy in the city, but the views is down because, like, the culture is not, we not finna be sitting there all watching basketball all day. It's like so many other opportunities and fields that's tangible to us now that everybody not sitting there watching basketball. I kind of frown upon that a little bit. Like, some of my friends, like grown-ass men, like all stuck into the games and all that shit, and then when it's time for us to go, do something with some money, nobody got no money. I don't got time for that. And I want my whole culture, like, kind of to wake up to that a little bit. Like, we stuck on that basketball shit too much. It's one of the only things, like, we really willing to support. I say that in my community. We do a basketball tournament, and we got 1,000 people outside. But if we got the girls on the other side doing some modeling, we only got 100 people. Or if we say, we got these artists, we're going to put them up there, and they're going to record their song. They're going to do their song, perform their song. We only get 100 people. Yeah. So it's like basketball. We, like, stuck. Yeah. And if you get an artist that come from your projects or your community, especially I feel like today, I feel like it does a lot more than a basketball player. I feel like the opportunities is different in the entertainment world because, like, entertainers at all times they got a job. I'm talking about, like, if you really make it as an entertainer at all times. As a basketball player, you bump into me, I'm an all-star, I got a $100 million contract. What job I got for you? I got a ball boy to rebound for me. I got everything already. There's no jobs unless you go create a job for somebody. Yeah. As an entertainer at all times, if we doing movies or we doing videos and all that, man, you hold a light. It's so much stuff to do.
Cameraman.
Yeah, I want my culture to kind of wake up a little bit, open our mind to the other fields, and this go for the parents because it's the parents that's bringing all the kids to play basketball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you got to bring them to the other fields to open up because, people living good and it ain't all for basketball out here.
Well, a lot of people say that the decline in the playoffs was because the usual stars that are usually in the playoffs weren't around this year. You know what I mean? LeBron wasn't around.
Did you see that video?
Steph wasn't around.
Did you see that video that they made on Instagram showing those guys, like, being taken out the playoffs?
Yeah.
I was sad.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. See, I'm talking shit about my coach and need to wake up, but I'm a part of that. I love basketball the same way. When I seen Steph Curry up at the podium after, and I was like, I don't know, my heart, I felt it for them. I don't want to see LeBron retire. I was mad KD ain't got a team where they're going to compete, but it's time for some new guys also. Let them shine.
Well, the Clippers, coming into the season, they're one of the most stacked teams. Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, lost in the first round of the playoffs. I went to one of the games, and they got blasted by Sacramento. I've never seen so many missed free throws by James Harden in my life. It was like he couldn't make nothing.
Too much Kawhi. They use Kawhi. That rule, that 68-game rule to get your salary, that's going to have a huge effect on the NBA, especially with injuries at the end of the season. A guy like Kawhi, I was watching during the season. I was like, damn, this is going to be a good playoffs because a guy like him, he was up and playing, but he was burnt out by the time they got to the playoff. So, I mean, the Clippers is the Clippers. I hope Clippers the Clippers.
Well, like, for example, Stephen A. Smith.
The Clippers going Clip and the Knicks going Nick.
I mean, Stephen A. Smith, he said Kawhi was the worst superstar in sports. When you hear statements like that, do you agree or disagree?
The worst superstar in sports?
Yes. Because, he takes a lot of time off and that type of thing.
I'm just coming up this right now. I'm freestyling. To be a superstar, you got to want to be a superstar. Mm-hmm. And do you think Kawhi wants to be a superstar?
No.
So?
Not at all. There was like the joke back in the day where it was like Kawhi probably comes home after work and sits down quietly, to eat dinner with his family,
Yes.
and they don't even know he plays basketball.
He's a super humble dude. Super
he doesn't talk, barely does interviews.
Yeah, don't get too hyped.
I've never seen him on a podcast in life.
They say he's hilarious though. I don't know Kawhi too much. They say he's a hilarious guy.
I'm sure he is.
His sense of humor seems to be like off the charts funny if you get around him.